Cyanide-laced candy, only on 13. We sit down with the detective who helped put the infamous Candyman behind bars.
Plus, toxic combination. A DEA chemist reveals what's so dangerous about spice.
And thunder snow in tonight. Is there snow in your forecast? The Wizard of Weather's on the way.
Oh, well, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Good evening. I'm James Jarman.
And I'm Heather Skold. And spice busts in Colorado Springs are shining a light on that drug. The business Spice of Life on South Academy was raided last week. And then on Monday, an employee at the B Street Smoke Shop was arrested. So what exactly is in spice that makes it so dangerous?
We talked to a DEA chemist today. He says alcohol, acetone, ammonia, and hydrochloric acid have been found in spice. However, spice makers in China keep changing their formula. Usually they change it after the DEA finds out what's in it.
They would know somewhere probably between 45 and 90 days ahead of time what the next thing is going to be that's going to be controlled. And they would stop using it, and they would immediately go out and try to find something else to substitute for it. How they're figuring out what to substitute, we have no idea.
As of the spring, there were nearly 60 different formulas of spice, up from just 8 in 2009. A father poisoned his 8-year-old son with candy. It happened nearly 4 decades ago tonight.
The first officer to get to the crime is talking about that horrific Halloween night. This is a story you'll only see here. He talked exclusively with KRDO News Channel 13's Olivia Wilmson.
James, Heather, it's every parent's worst nightmare tonight, finding something dangerous in their child's candy. But what if the danger is the parent?
Trick or treat!
Halloween in Colorado Springs, a happy evening full of treats for children. But tonight, former Deer Park, Texas police officer Jesse Zasiger has a not-so-happy story. He invited us into his new home in Fountain today after he moved 5 years ago from the Houston area.
I confiscated the pixie sticks when I got there, and I remembered used everything hermetically sealed. This had staples in it.
October 31st, 1974, Jesse was a rookie police officer. He got a call about a very sick boy, Timothy O'Brien.
The trauma of seeing that boy laying in the bathroom going through dry heaves.
Investigators later found out his father, Ronald Clark O'Brien, had poisoned his son's pixie sticks with cyanide.
Interviewing the perpetrator, he looked genuinely upset when I was interviewing him, and turns out, you know, it was just a fake. Maybe he was upset because, you know, he killed his own son.
The case revealed O'Brien, now called the Candyman, was in serious debt and had taken out multiple life insurance policies on Timothy. The motive detectives needed to charge him with murder.
Plus, he had talked to coworkers, a lot of people asking about cyanide and what it would take to kill somebody.
On this spooky holiday, Zesinger recalls the 20 years after the Pixie Sticks incident.
And for years after that, nobody in Deer Park or Houston would trick-or-treat.
Even now, he has a hard time coping with a day that so many families enjoy.
I'm perplexed about whether or not there should be Halloween because of that case.
So Zesiger has one piece of advice for parents.
Parents need to check the candy. Fruit, they need to cut it up, open, check, double check.
And the good news is sociologists say the idea that strangers are targeting children with poisoned Halloween candy is more fiction than fact. Live in the Newsplex, Olivia Wilmson, KRDO News Channel 13.
Such a disturbing case there. Thanks, Olivia. O'Brien was sentenced to death and executed by the state of Texas in 1984.
A Fort Carson soldier accused of sex assault says his twin brother committed the crimes, not him. DNA tied First Lieutenant Aaron Lucas to sex assaults on children in Texas and Alabama. He says investigators have it all wrong. They have the wrong Lucas. His twin brother has not been charged. Colorado Avalanche goalie Semyon Varlamov is free tonight after posting $5,000 bond. He is accused of assaulting his girlfriend. She says this isn't the first time he beat her up. But this time, she says he was laughing when he kicked her, stomped on her, and dragged her by her hair. Since she went to police, she says she is now afraid to go back to Russia.
You better not come to Russia because we're going to kill you. We're going to get rid of you. Her mother has been getting threats, and she's definitely afraid to go back.
That was her there speaking through her translator. Now, in court today, the judge ordered Varlamov to stay at least 100 yards away from his girlfriend. Rob will have much more. He'll have a reaction from the Avalanche on the new developments later in sports.
Well, something mysterious has happened to Matt Meister, and I believe we have someone in our studio by the name of Thunder Snow.
That's right, Thunder Snow. Taking care of all kinds of snow, thunder or not, sunshine, clouds. When things get cloudy, we clear it up. Let's go to the numbers outside. Right now we've got these fancy weather computers. Back in the day when the earth was more in harmony and you could just sense weather changes, well, that's not the case now. We need these fancy computers. Look at that, a little bit of wind out there tonight. Sky scan. What the heck is a sky scan? I used to scan the skies with my eyes. Worked fine. A little bit of blue stuff on the map. They tell me that's snow. We'll go with it. Temperatures, 30s and 40s right now. If you throw in that little bit of wind we had out there tonight, like I was measuring with my staff, made it feel a little bit chillier than that. Tomorrow, 50s. Highs in the 50s for November 1st. Can you believe that, November 1st? Thunder snow. Not this kind. The real kind. Could it be in your forecast? Probably not. But I'll have a forecast coming up.
I think Thunderstorm Snow has seen a little bit too much candy tonight after the sugar rush. That's what's going on there.
All right.
Okay. Switching gears now. A shocking find for one El Paso County family this Halloween. X-rated candy.
Yeah, serious stuff right here. The family says they were trick-or-treating in security tonight, and when they got home, they checked their 5-year-old's bag. That's when they found the pornographic candy.
A day for kids to go around having fun, getting their candy and celebrating. Why would you do something sick like that?
She says, luckily, she found that candy first. Again, another reason to inspect your child's Halloween candy.
The transgender fight at Florence High School is heating up. As we first reported a couple of weeks ago, the controversies over a transgender student using the girls' bathrooms. Our partners at the Chieftain report tonight the school wants to let the transgender student use those bathrooms, while the girls who complained can use a separate restroom by the office. You can read more in tomorrow's Chieftain.
After 2 years of problems between Colorado Springs City Council and the city attorney, Chris Melcher, he will soon be out, as we first reported last night.
Current and former council members say they're glad. We told you last night that Melcher will resign at the end of January. Council members have said Melcher is biased toward the mayor when giving them legal advice. They also say he neglects his role as legal advisor for council.
So I think his resigning will remove a major hurdle that is keeping council and mayor from working well together.
If you cannot focus on what it means to serve all citizens and the interest of all citizens, then it's time for you to go.
Both Melcher and Mayor Steve Bach said they were unavailable to meet for an interview today.
Well, counties that banned recreational marijuana sales still want the state to give them part of that tax money. Under Amendment 64, only counties that approve retail sales can get a portion of the tax. Pueblo County Commissioner Sal Pace says that should not change. But a Colorado Counties lobbying group says the counties that don't allow pot could face other costs, including enforcement. Now to Amendment 66, it'll give public schools $900 million a year, an extra $900 million a year. But economists at Colorado State University say 11,000 jobs could be lost if it passes. They say higher income tax will hit service and retail jobs the hardest. For details on all sides, head over to KRDO.com.
More than 622,000 ballots have been cast for next week's elections statewide. El Paso is one of the counties with the biggest turnout so far, with more than 72,000 ballots. 17,000 Pueblo voters have cast their ballots, and statewide, nearly 25% more Republicans than Democrats have voted. There's a new 24-hour ballot box open in downtown Colorado Springs. A falling concrete slab closed the Centennial Hall location. The city was concerned about debris and safety there. A new box is at the Colorado Springs Police Operations Center at 705 South Nevada. For other ballot box locations and everything you need to know about this upcoming election, head over to krdo.com.
It'll be a happy weekend for 275 Fort Carson soldiers and their families. The soldiers with the 1st Armored Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division, are due home Saturday morning at 3:30. They've spent the past 9 months in Kuwait. Now, this is the 9th group from the 1st ABCT to come home over the past month. And some of those soldiers may need a little extra help transitioning back to civilian life, and a dog just might do the trick. A group called Freedom Service Dogs takes rescue dogs and trains them to help our veterans. Now, it costs $25,000 per dog, but veterans do not pay a dime. Their only investment is 1 week in Denver to get to know the new dogs.
Speaking of which, the way your dog wags his tail might tell another dog more than it tells you.
Now, researchers found a difference years ago in how dogs wag their tails. Happy, the tail wags to the right. Something negative, the tail wags to the left.
Well, now researchers found other dogs pick up on that difference, and their behavior and heart rate change depending on the way the tail wags. What does Thunder Snow have to say about that?
I speak to dogs regularly. They know about the weather, and you'll know about the weather coming up next. Here's the weekend, but we'll take you out 7 days into the future when we return.
Also ahead, Cave of the Winds, dark, damp, and cool, and haunted? We're going beneath the surface tonight.
And we're heading to Poland for one of the best Halloween pranks. Yeah, wait until you hear this spooky soundtrack.
Height that leaves with a pumpkin head, and then he jumps out, and then pop music starts playing, and he starts dancing.
That's awesome.
I went to last night, and pretty much the whole time I was like, I'm
So you got a story and then me? Is that the deal?
at the very end. They shake you in this elevator and just go.
When it comes to me, then like we'll have that video. Great story.
We were in a group with this couple, and the girl couldn't be in front, so she couldn't be scared by people jumping out. I was like, darn it, I want to be in front. Yeah. So put me in front, and I gasped once, and this little girl around the corner. I was like, she goes, oh, that gasp was
Still getting color bars from us. How much longer do you know, Steve? I think we're after weather, correct? Like we're in Block C, I hope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if this is a ghost. About 7 minutes. Cool. Not sure if this is a ghost story to scare the kids with around the campfire.
Oh my. Quite the entertaining Halloween prank that's gone viral on YouTube.
Yeah, that guy's in Poland. He hides himself in a creepy jack-o'-lantern costume in that pile of leaves, jumps out to scare people, and then the music starts playing, and he starts dancing. Yeah, later, though, he was hiding there, and somebody actually punched him.
Goes after him. Yeah. Oh. You are snorting, my friend.
That
was a snort.
is awesome. Unlike this. But since we're in it now, let's do some forecasting, shall we? Look at next week, early next week. A big drop into the 30s on Tuesday. And the little munchkins that were out and about tonight were very happy that we did not have that weather. Here's what it looked like in the old North End. That little dude, I think he was hardly 1, but he was fired up. The older kids were fired up as well. All kinds of good stuff going on the old North End. Let's go back to these weather maps here that we have. And you know where the weather wasn't nice? Whoa! What happened to Thunder Snow? Look at that. That's real wizardry right there. That's wizardry of weather. Lots of showers, some thunderstorms underneath this jet stream, this big dip right here. There's cold air in there. How do we know where there's grays on the map? In wizard school, gray means cold. You can see my face is pretty cold right now. Over the weekend, you get warm. We put some yellows and oranges on the maps, and then early next week, oh yeah, maybe some snow, too. For the rest of Halloween night, you won't have to see this again. Don't worry about it. It'll get chilly as the wind dies down. We'll drop into the 20s and 30s. For most of southern Colorado, 17 in Leadville. By the way, this is a wind vane anemometer. Good wizard staff, if I may say so myself. Good looking Friday as well. Some passing clouds in the morning, maybe a little bit of snow in the high country, and then past noon into 4 o'clock, sunshine all over the place. Temperatures could be worse, could be better, but this is what you get. 50s to around 60 on the plains. A little chilly. Up in the mountains, we'll be in the 30s. But fast forward to your weekend, we'll have temperatures in the 60s, and right in my gut, we'll have 72. For Lamar, not often you get to see a wizard gut on TV. 7-day forecast, 60s over the weekend. Enjoy that a lot. Late Monday into Tuesday, we get chillier. Some snow may come in with that. Pueblo, close to 70 on Saturday. Chilly next week as well. Fremont County, chance of snow. Really, if that storm takes the right track, we could have some snow for everybody. Wear your costumes.
Oh.
This is the part where you answer the question that Thunder Snow asks you.
You're kind of creeping me out a little bit.
Where is your costume?
We still have news, yeah. We still have news to get to. Maybe there'll be something later. Who knows? Hey, right after the break, Cave of the Winds, The Haunting.
Ugh. They dared News Channel 13 to go in tonight, so we did.
Welcome back. Well, many consider, of course, Cave of the Winds a natural wonder, but a group of paranormal investigators says there are many supernatural wonders inside.
KRDO News Channel 13's Jonathan Petramala went on the hunt for ghosts.
Did you hear it?
I'm trying to.
It's the sort of information that might be easier to hear while it's still daylight.
What city are we in?
Did you hear that answer?
What city are we in?
Was that Manitou or static? Frightening or just feedback?
Oh, that laugh is just eerie and creepy, and it just sounded mean. And so
right.
Jana Burgess has worked at the Cave of the Winds for 5 years. It's the first time she's heard voices like that.
it's really cool that you guys found some evidence that happens, and it's not all in people's heads.
It's called an electronic voice phenomenon, and it was recorded last Saturday during the 19 Paranormal Project's investigation of Cave of the Winds.
It creeps me out.
The same kind of investigation we joined for All Hallows Eve.
We've had tour guides over the years who quit giving lantern tours because they got too scared, because they saw too much back there, and they felt like someone was following them. Yes.
It's why this team of ghost hunters keeps coming back.
We want the management, we want the people to know if what they're hearing and seeing may be true.
This investigation takes us deep into the cave, beyond where most tours go. There's no electricity, only light from lanterns guide us.
This is Lover's Lane. It's where the old owners, George and Nellie, used to sleep. Today, it's where they're most active.
George, Nellie, hello, it's us again. We were just here the other night.
Can you laugh for us again?
The team's Ovilus, a speech synthesis device that translates energy readings into words, spoke several times. It'll be days before other recordings will be listened to see if anything was said or seen that our human senses didn't pick up. But is this enough evidence that Cave of the Winds is haunted, possibly by the old owners?
The only pure proof anybody ever has is when they experience it for themselves.
We know Cave of the Winds is full of wonders you can see. And maybe a couple you can't.
Here we go. Hey guys, I'm not sure if this is a ghost story that you want to scare the kids with over a campfire. As Scott said in the package, the only real proof is when you experience it. I'm not quite sure we did that today. But for all you South Park fans, also, no sightings of Man Bear Pig. Live at Cave of the Winds. Jonathan Petramala, KRDO News Channel 13.
Great lighting, Jonathan. Great lighting. Accentuates the features.
Coming up in sports, Simeon Varlamov in a bit of trouble, or a little bit more than trouble. We'll hear from Avalanche head coach Patrick Waugh next.
Prank, you can do no better than to consult with an 11-year-old. And among 11-year-olds, you can do no better than to consult with my son, Avi. And he turned me on to a website of dubious legality that allows you to call people on their phones and to push whatever caller ID you'd like them to see. So it appears to be coming from the New York Police Department or whatever. So I do a lot of calling my fellow castmates from Shonda Rhimes' office.
Oh, nice.
Who created the show, the creator of Scandal and Grey's Anatomy. And then you can alter your voice through this same website to sound like a man or a woman, but not like yourself. And so I'll leave a lot of calls from Shonda's assistant saying, you know, we need to talk to you immediately. Yeah, so I know. Again, Columbus Short was up an entire night.
This is a good tip for everybody in Mindy's office.
If someone did this at my show, I would shoot them. I wouldn't wouldn't just fire them. I'd kill them. Didn't they think it's fun?
No.
They
They don't.
did. Okay.
Not
at all. Nobody else really saw the humor of it.
Got it.
People show up, and then are you there to witness what happens, or just?
Yes, I
goes on
try
with
to be.
that?
I like to hide, but usually more it was people avoiding calling Shonda back.
I see.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
Columbus Short came out to me when it was finally revealed and said, I spent the entire night awake, which leads me to believe that probably he's done something.
Have you done
There's something there?
Oh yeah, you're right. Have you? It's a guilty conscience.
I think.
Have you done anything to Shonda herself?
No. I'm smarter than that. I know where to cut.
Would
things
she
off.
take it well? Do you think if
Actually,
you did do something to her?
I think she would.
Who does not take it well? Who gets upset with you?
Carrie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a monster.
Yeah, right.
She's, but give her due. She is accomplished. She is the first African-American woman in over 40 years to lose the Emmy for Best Actress in a drama.
That is, well, that's well worth applause.
No one can take that away from her.
Yeah, and have you been doing this always on these shows that you work on, or is just on this one?
Yeah, it goes back to in West Wing days. I used to do a lot of, I played long ball then. Bradley Whitford, this is back when he was still pursuing acting. He and I have a long-standing rivalry, and I used to go into his trailer when he wasn't on the set and just see what I could find.
Now, Rob Namnoon with Southern Colorado's award-winning sports.
Good evening, everybody. As we told you earlier in this newscast, Avalanche goalie Semyon Varlamov was arrested last night on domestic violence charges and kidnapping. Varlamov is free on bond and was given permission to travel with the team. A restraining order has been placed on the 25-year-old as well. His agent says he is innocent of all the charges.
It's a law thing, and it's important that for me as a coach, I mean, I keep my focus on our team, and we keep our focus there, and at the same time, I mean, we let the law decide what's going to be.
High school football tonight, Woodland Park and Lewis Palmer from Don Breeze Stadium. The Rangers trailing in this one. The pitch hits the ground from the Panthers, and Brian Timms picks up the loose piggy and takes it in for the LP touchdown. Next possession for Woodland Park. They get it together and they give it to Josh Smith. Boy, this big fella can move, can he? Down the sideline for a run of more than 50 yards. The Panthers, though, would settle for a field goal. The Rangers, they would win this contest tonight by a final of 35-32. The Palmer Terrors, they were looking for their first victory of the season. They took on Lincoln, pick it up in the second half. Brian Scholl getting some sacks here. Nice sack of the QB. They only allowed 6 points tonight, did the Terrors defense. And then Mason Lopez pitches it to Joshua Nelson, and he's going to take it inside the red zone. Congrats to Palmer tonight. They pick up a much-needed W as they win 20-6. Finally, it's time for the Nutties, but I have to tell you tonight, the Nutties were hijacked by a member of Heather's family.
Evening, y'all. My name is Skeeter Scold. I'm Heather Scold's older brother, Skeeter. Now, I'm here tonight to out my little sis, Heather Scold. Now, I tried to get her to go on the Jerry Springer show, but I guess the Nutties will have to do. Now, this is what Heather looked like before she dyed her hair gold and got all TV purty. She was the original Miley Cyrus in the Wrecking Ball video. Now, you know who's madder than a one-legged waitress at IHOP that Heather won't acknowledge my existence? It's our sweet little old grandma, Daisy Sue. You can see where Heather gets her good looks from. Now, coming up, me and Heather had a lot of fun as kids. You see, we would go to races with Ma and Pa. Pa would hitch up our house and race like Dale Earnhardt around the track. And in the summertime, we enjoyed water skiing and going down dirt roads on a tire. You know, good, clean fun. And I want folks out there in TV land to know something. Heather missed all of my weddings, including my third wedding. So please, Heather, come back home because I'm more upset than Jonas Brother fans. Plus, Cletus really misses you. I'll see you on Thanksgiving. Now, don't go moving now.
I feel bad for that man.
Why don't you go see your family?
Poor Skeeter.
Jeez.
What kind of sister are you?
I don't know. I didn't know that girl in the picture. Whoa.
Well, Skeeter outed you tonight. Yeah. We know the real Heather Scold now, not the sweet, genuine person that we see on News Channel 13 every night.
Skeeter.
Skeeter, give us a call at the station. We'll try to help you out, bro.
Where was he filming from? On
home,
location,
I guess.
apparently.
I don't know.
Wow. Trailer.
Halloween.
He did pay me.
Capturing Colorado is coming up next.
The only way to bag a classy lady is to give her 2 tickets to the gun show.
Evening, y'all. My name is Skeeter Scold. I'm Heather Scold's older brother, Skeeter. Now, I'm here tonight to out my little sis, Heather Scold. Now, I tried to get her to go on the Jerry Springer show, but I guess the nutties will have to do. Now, this is what Heather looked like before she dyed her hair gold and got all TV purty. She was the original Miley Cyrus in the Wrecking Ball video. Now, you know who's madder than a one-legged waitress at IHOP that Heather won't acknowledge my existence? Is our sweet little old grandma, Daisy Sue. You can see where Heather gets her good looks from. Now, coming up, me and Heather had a lot of fun as kids. You see, we would go to races with Ma and Pa. Pa would hitch up our house and race like Dale Earnhardt around the track. And in the summertime, we enjoyed water skiing and going down dirt roads on a tire. You know, good, clean fun. And I want folks out there in TV land to know something. Heather missed all of my weddings, including...
All right, time now for Capturing Colorado. We asked for your best Halloween costumes, and this is one of our favorites.
Yeah, the ladies at Colorado Center of Orthopedic Excellence dressed up as the news team from Anchorman. You know, really too bad Matt's not here. That's one of his favorite movies.
Yeah.
But we do have Moses.
No.
Hey, Moses.
We got Moses and Skeeter.
I did part Fountain Creek earlier tonight. The kids liked it.
That's going to do it for us tonight. We hope you had a happy Halloween.
We did.
See you
This is
tomorrow.
derailed.